He worked hard, he played hard.
He could be a prankster.
You ready? Get him set up straight up, Pat.
Your head's not climbing.
Dave is a pioneer in every sense of the word. He was the first scientist at Genentech, which was the first biotech company.
He and a very small band of young men created an industry, and they helped a huge number of people along the way.
Without Bob Swanson, Genentech would not have existed. Without Dave Goeddel, it would not have succeeded.
He's probably the most intense, competitive, in a very positive way, individual that I've ever met in my life, and I think it accounts for so much of his success.
He was known to have spent many weeks never leaving the laboratory and sleeping on a cot while he finished a project to beat out the competitors.
Our first project was to create a bacteria that would produce human insulin in a way that would turn out to be economically feasible, so that we could actually produce human insulin for diabetics using our microbes.
That notion that you could produce big foreign proteins in a bacterium gave Dave the confidence that any protein can be cloned and expressed in a bacterium. And that was a very novel concept.
He made recombinant DNA productive and practical by producing the first recombinant DNA products that could actually be used to treat disease and help human beings.
He cloned human insulin, human growth hormone, the interferons, tissue plasminogen activator. In all, 5 approved products came from his hands in the laboratory, and another 2, pomazyme or DNAs, and factor VIII from the department he directed.
In the late 1980s, early 1990s, Dave Goeddel, Bob Tijan, and I started thinking about forming a biotech company around the technology of gene regulation.
Steve and Tej knew about transcription factors, and Dave knew how to make drugs. And so the idea was to make drugs that will turn genes on and off, and it was a very exciting concept.
Dave was offered generously by Genentech the opportunity to come to Tularik perhaps a half a day a week. So he and I would talk at length, and Dave participated very much in getting the company off the ground from a distance.
Soon it became evident that Dave was necessary to drive the execution of this idea forward to the success that Tularik became.
I think Dave is really an underrated business mind. Depending on when you entered the Tularik investment, you either got a good return or an extraordinary return.
When Dave sold Tularik in 2004, I suggested that we should start another company. And Dave said that he would rather start something around his former colleagues and help them build their own companies.
The Column Group was founded with the idea of starting with not only a single molecule that might treat a particular disease, but a whole platform of molecules that gives you multiple shots on goal.
The kind of companies that he starts go after big ideas, often with a lot of risk up front, but if successful, these can lead to major drugs that can make a big dent into serious diseases.
I think the best thing to do is give Dave a very free path and just say, pick something that is the most difficult and important thing in the world, and you figure out how to do that. And the odds are very high that he would do it.